officially say welcome to Matters on this Super Dial. Yeah. Check your time. It is 16 minutes after 1. Okay. And hey, I would want to encourage you guys, for those joining up almost immediately, to get to invite some other persons. All right. So we can both have a beautiful conversation this afternoon. Welcome to Matters. And today we're going political as well. So it's going to be hard talk. Yeah. So just stay right there with me. My name is Jude. It can be Jude. And of course, this afternoon I've got a public affairs commentator who is going to be speaking with us, via the telephone, via Zoom, actually. He is Henry Olonimoyo. Like I told you, he is a public affairs analyst. And hey, good afternoon to you, Henry. Are you there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude. Nice to be with you on this program. Good afternoon, Nigerian.
Yes, good afternoon to you. All right. For those joining up, I want you to know that you can also stream on YouTube. Okay, you can join the conversation, via YouTube. That is YouTube Voice of the People 90.3 FM, or you can just go there, type VOP 90.3 FM, and so you can watch us live. Okay, wherever you are. And of course, you can also share this program with your friends, your loved ones, your family. All right, so we can have a robust conversation together. Thank you so very much. Then you can as well send your messages via WhatsApp to the number 0700 903 9039. Again, 0700 903 9039. All right. Now, let's get talking. Let's get talking quickly. Mr. Henry, let's start from the statement by our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he said, let the poor Nigerians breathe. I first of all want to find out, was this statement considered, before the election or before, the votes were counted? Was this statement considered? This statement, I mean, when he said, let the poor Nigerians breathe, tell us about it.
If I'm accurate, I think he made a statement after I was elected as or declared as the winner of the just concluded election. Is it now just concluded now, or it looks like we are about more than 3 months away? So he made a statement after the elections, so it's not an old statement, and a statement that he made after I was declared president-elect.
Okay, but the question is, was it considered, all right, before? I mean,
okay,
looking at that statement now, do you think that statement was considered, before the election or after the election?
Now, that statement, let the poor breathe, that he said, is fast becoming a sarcastic slogan for this administration, because since May 29, with the way inflation and increments and taxations have been flying in left, right, and center, people have been feeling maybe that statement, let the poor breathe, is actually one that is sarcastic and might not really mean that statement, because just as we are grappling with the removal of software subsidy, the power distribution companies are already saying that they want to, they are calling for increments in the charges for power distribution. Also, we're also hearing that vehicle owners will be paying about 1,000 naira annually for ownership or something like that. Now, again, on the other hand, we're also hearing that the federal government is partnering with an association to ensure that traders are brought on board to start paying taxes or paying some form of taxes or the other. And again, we also heard that customs has reviewed its clearing fees, import duties on vehicles, it has reviewed it upwards. Again, now we are still hearing that the federal institutions are also planning and considering the idea of increment of tuition fees in light of the student loan bill that was signed into law. So this is not exactly portraying an interest for the poor to breathe. Actually, the middle class, we still have one in Nigeria, are struggling to breathe. How much more the poor, as we speak.
Now, quickly, we spoke about this issue of lobbying yesterday. Let's get to the court quickly. We spoke about the issue of lobbying, where a whole lot of persons are lobbying. I think I stated it yesterday that this lobbying started even before the election. During the campaigns, they started lobbying. After the campaigns, before the election, during, and even after the election. And some persons have made us understand that, see, hey, is the person who gives, who lobbies more, that would win the court case. So it might not favor the likes of Peter Obi or Atiku Abubakar. Don't you think so?
Okay, if I get you correctly, because the line was breaking a bit, we're talking about lobbying, that a lot of lobbying is going on now, and that what is the outcome if something drastic happens in the court, and then either Peter Obi or the other person gets declared that what will be kind of the law. Now, okay, now lobbying is not a new phenomenon to our political system, and it's not unique alone to us. Lobbying happens all across the world. But again, when a new president has been elected and people start looking for favor for the person at the seat of power. Again, also, in our own political sphere also, we have some people who are political jobbers. They've never done, what they do is politics full time. They don't have jobs they do, they don't have ministry they do, they live majorly on politicking. And you expect that now that it looks like, it appears the dust has settled and there's a new administration, and then the administration is about to start setting up its cabinet and the rest. This is the grad season. Everybody wants to ensure that they are part of this administration. Nobody wants to be caught out. Even the media houses also. Everybody wants to ensure that they are brought around the table and to take a course from the proverbial national cake. But it's not strange. It's normal. But again, it also tells you also the nature of our politics also, that some people, they always seek for what to gain, one administration after the other. Whoever comes in, whoever is going out, they want to ensure that they're a part of it. And so I'm not surprised that these things are happening. Again, on the other hand, also, some people have also said that the possibilities, the tendencies that this administration might be collapsing whatever is left of the opposition parties as things go, that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is adept at ensuring that whatever he is, like he did in Lagos, so yes, he's adept at neutralizing opposition forces. Like we saw him in 1999 in Lagos, we saw that 1999 till date in Lagos, they've not been very, very serious meaningful opposition to the rule of AD, ACN, AAC, and then APC in Lagos State till date. Maybe the closest or that something that appeared will have rattled them was this last election, and then we also saw how it played out. And who is on top of his game as far as ensuring that he entrenches his party in government like that. Then you know that something is doing so well as far as quietening the opposition. There's something he does so well. And I think also now that he has been declared as president of the country, if nothing drastic happens from the presidential electoral tribunal, then we would also see him playing the same moves also, because you've seen since he got announced and declared, you've seen Wike by his side, you've seen Governor Seyi Makinde by his side, these are PDP governors or PDP former governors. You are seeing them talking, aligning with him. Yesterday we saw Ayim as well as Olisa Metu, who is the former scribe of the PDP. So we are seeing this is happening. And some people are saying that, are we not gradually edging towards a one-party system? But I think that there's nothing to be worried about. It just happens. But again, there's something that in Nigeria that people don't also realize.
Okay.
Is that since the threat of October 2020 crisis at the Lekki toll gate, the NSAS, during the NSAS protest, something significant happened in this country. Something significant shifted in this country, such that there is a political consciousness, there's a political awakening amongst Nigerian youth. And I tell you, those classes of people, that class of people, they are the real opposition. They are the real opposition. Whoever in the political class is talking or lobbying together, if you are not carrying these people along, if you are not taking their interest in cognizance, you have them to battle with come any election. Just as Peter Obi was adopted by this political class of people, whenever there is an election in the coming future, they will also adopt somebody that feels that it still appeals to them and can carry their yearnings and grievances, and they will align behind it. And whoever they come against, God help that person on the day of election.
Now, as regards lobbying, I've listened to some Nigerians say that the president, is too desperate, to become, to seat or to take over that seat, to remain there for at least in the next 8 years. They say he is just too desperate. Why will a person be this desperate? What is there that he hasn't? Is it the money? He's got money already. But why this desperation? Maybe I should also throw that to you and ask you why you feel this Emilokan spirit is so strong, in him.
Now, there is nothing that is playing out now that is unique and is specific to him. And I like to say that. If you go through Nigerian history, you have seen one leader after the other. You see how they have found a way to grab power with a iron hand and to ensure that whoever needs to be brought aboard to keep them floating on the seat of power, they bring them across. Again, some other people have also said that this lobbying also could be preparing the ground for any eventuality of a rerun that might come from the courts, the presidential electoral tribunal. Some people are saying it already that maybe president is preparing for the possibility of a rerun that will happen. If a rerun pits him, probably depends on the court, against any of the opposition, he wants to ensure that he puts himself in the significant position politically, so that any rerun that happens across the nation, he can come on top. You also know that NNPP, Kwankwaso, there's been this alliance already between him and Alhaji Rabiu Kwankwaso also. And you know that party has Kano State on lockdown. And it makes sense for the president at this time to ensure that Kano is with him in the eventuality of a rerun. You know also that his party did not win Kano State in the last election. So, and you know what, I feel that somewhere in the corridors of power, there is this preparation that the rerun could happen somewhere. There's a possibility. Politicians don't rule things out. Politicians, the very good ones, the very best ones, they prepare for eventuality. So now, it's not, I don't see it as desperation, just desperation for grasping power, because I don't see it as anything new to him. I don't see it as specific to him. If you look at 1999, President Olusegun Obasanjo was in power, 1993. So, and as of 2003, the impression was that he had a gentleman agreement with some elements in the North to be in power for just one term. And mind you, the North and everybody decided that with the event of the death of Chief Abiola, that there was a need to pacify the South, particularly the West, Southwest, particularly. And it shows that by the time the names were to be brought forward to campaign for presidency, all the two major candidates came from the Southwest, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and then Chief Olufalaye of Ondo State.
Yeah.
And we saw that it was like more of keep making the coast clear for somebody from Southwest to emerge as a matter of maybe compensation for the death of Chief M.K. Abiola. And Obasanjo emerged, and by 2003 there was a tussle already, serious tussle for why he wanted to go for a second term. But you and I know, we have seen this thing play out, even in governorship elections. You hear somebody says, I want to go for one term, and by the time he gets there, by the expiration of his first term, he says he wants to go for another one. And then they remind him, but you said you were going for only one term. And he says, I never said that, or it's my constitutional right, and the rest. And so you see that President Obasanjo went for a second term, got elected, and of course, one of the things that he will never be able to erase from his political journey, and which even came up in the news in the last few weeks, was the third term agenda that came up. And so we saw clearly that Mr. President Olusegun Obasanjo was already scheming to be in office for a third term until it met that aspiration met his Waterloo in the National Assembly. So clinging to power is not something that is unique only to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have seen it all play all around. Even President Goodluck Jonathan, who appeared, who is not he didn't have a military background, he's not been in the political class like that. He was brought into power, appeared as if he didn't have anything he was involved in. But even when his boss, his principal, President Umar Musa Yar'Adua died, and he completed his term, you see that President Jonathan was ready to run for office, afresh. And then there was the issue at that time, some people could remember in the Philippines about zoning, that this presidency was zoned to the north, and it should continue in the north. And President Jonathan put his machinery in place to ensure that the zoning could not work. I think at that time, the chairman of the party at that time had to be removed for another national chairman to be brought in, down to the tune of the sitting president. And so it's a thing that always happens in our political issue.
But you shouldn't rule out the fact that he mentioned that it is his life ambition. It's a life ambition, So I don't think you should also rule that out.
He's also not the first who will have that life ambition. For instance, there's Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who has been trying to run for number one office in the land since over 30 years ago, 1993. 30 years ago, he was planning to run for presidency. He did not win the ticket of SDP at that time. 30 years back, he's running again, and he ran with the son of Chief M.K. Abiola in this election. And so, and if you ask him, if he a life ambition to the president, and there are many people in our political space who have a life ambition to the president of the country. Again, I've read and I've heard some quarters that IBB, the political Maradona of Nigeria, also had always had an ambition to come back to rule Nigeria as a democratic leader. And after the Obasanjo first term in 1999-2003, he came back. He tried to come back through PDP, and then he also set up a party at that time also to check the records. So you see also until maybe ill health and some other things came up that could not allow him, if not, he would have still been tried all he could to get back into office. So about life ambition, a lot of people have as a life ambition to be president of the country. But if we use office, everyone will ride on one. Maybe by stating it publicly, he drew unnecessary criticism. But I know if you open the hearts of many people who have a lot of ambition to be governor of their state, to be president of their country, but because they don't say it, then we don't hold it against them. So he's saying it, and you're free, freedom of expression. But again, you must be ready to play within the rules of the game, respecting our democratic tenets, and when you do it the wrong way, then the courts and judiciary is there to straighten things out.
I listened to a conversation, and where someone was saying that it will be pretty difficult for, because since the case is this glaring, that it will be pretty difficult for, the judges to be compromised, because according to them, there are glaring evidences everywhere, from Atiku's camp, from Peter Obi's camp, a whole lot. And, the opinion is that it will be difficult for anyone, to be compromised, especially the judges at this point, because they say everyone is scared of his life. Everyone wants to keep a clean record. And what do you think? Do you think it's really impossible for some persons, allegedly maybe the judges, to be compromised? Do you think that will be difficult actually?
Now this is we're in a very interesting time in our political history, and I for one am enjoying every bit of it, because this is the very first time we're having an electoral tribunal, presidential tribunal, where there are two very strong opponents against the declared candidates. And it's interesting. That means that the person who won the election, who was acclaimed to have won the election, must defend himself from fire from two very strong points. So as you're taking it from Labour Party, you also be taking it from PDP, and then also find a way to dish it out to both of them. And it's interesting. And I've said it repeatedly on this program that anybody who thinks that that Labour Party and PDP don't have a case, then they are joking. They have very strong cases. Again, we say it's never happened in the history of this country that a presidential election was overturned. But you see, there's always a first time. There's always a first time. Again, it has never happened in this country also that somebody was elected president who never got 25% in SCT. It's never happened before. And so, again, looking at overwhelming evidences, now, that is left for the law justices to decide if they are overwhelming enough.
Okay.
But I for one, I know that in the Imo State case, some of the judges that were perceived to have done what is not right, some of them have been denied them visa entry into the US, and maybe they are another allied country also. And I know there's a lot of pressure on the judiciary to ensure that things are right and things work fine. And so for me, I'm very interested to know, because whatever ruling comes out from this litigation, it will go a long way. I mean, it will already automatically set a precedent for us.
Okay.
And so, are we not going to say that FCT is not a compulsory question to be answered? That's on one hand. And then, the parties like Labour Party tendered blood ballot results, over 18,000 of them. Will you say there's nothing about that? Will you also say that the process by which INEC conducted the election, INEC said results will be uploaded from the polling units in real time. Are you sure that with INEC saying there was a glitch, mind you, 2 elections were held that same day, simultaneous with presidential election. Don't also forget that one of the reasons why INEC and even the APC acclaimed that this election was one of the best in the history of this country is that they said, look at the National Assembly, look at the array of political parties in the National Assembly, look at people who have won election. But hey, hold on a minute. That was the election that whose outcome was determined by the uploading of results in real time to the IRS. And everybody is acclaiming that, wow, that election is one of a kind. I've never had of election. But again, we have not gotten sufficient explanations from INEC about why another election that was held at the same time had glitches in code. So the same server is a question that we have not had answered. Now, whether our Lord Justices will also make us see that, or will rule whether the process being flawed did not affect the outcome is another one to be seen. It's a case in a court. I cannot give them, I cannot say anything concrete or definite about that. But it's an interesting time for those who are political students. It's important for them to keep their, pay attention to what is going on and see how these things roll out. Now that all the parties have concluded their arguments and they are about to just put forward their addresses in the next 21 days. And I think it's an exciting time. Yeah.
How would you react to the fact that, or maybe I should also ask you, you must have heard that some persons have come out to say that, Peter Obi is not a member of the Labour Party, during, in this whole process. Okay, maybe I should put it straight this way, that the Presidential Election Petitions Court heard, that the Labour Party candidate, was not a member when he was nominated. How would you react to these, Mr. Henry?
Yes, thank you. I think that is not even exactly what they are claiming. I think they are claiming that maybe the law states that he must at least be a member of a party for 30 days before he can take part in a primary, something like that. And that they were claiming that he had not spent up to 30 days in the Labour Party before the primaries were held. Now, again, I know that there is a court of appeal that has started over this last year before the elections and dismissed that. I don't know the detail of that judgment, but again, I also know that for post-election litigation, I know that there are grounds on which you can litigate. I think, and I think it was because it was so as to unbundle. I mean, make the job of litigation very easy, and not to bring pre-election cases in post-election cases. It's to ensure that pre-election cases are sorted out even before the elections commence. And I want to believe that that is more of a pre-election case because a court has sat and dismissed. But again, it's the court. Everybody has their free say. I mean, everybody has their way. A freedom of expression and freedom to sue. And I think they have brought forth the evidences. The Lord Justice will sit on it and look at the merits of the case. So, and I think, I don't know if I can still remember the grounds on which, I think about 3 grounds on which you could litigate post-election. I think one is about the eligibility. Yes, eligibility of a candidate. And I can't remember the other one. So, if they have something strong, it remains to be seen. Let's see how it plays out. But I know that the court has ruled and has dismissed last year. So whether they see something to contend, remains to be seen.
All right. Again, I also want us to bring in this issue of the EU report. Let's now get down to it. The EU report.
Yeah.
They mentioned that the areas, include removing ambiguities in the law, establishing a publicly, accountable selection process for INEC members, and ensuring real-time publication of and access to election results. Others are providing, greater protection for media practitioners, addressing discrimination against women in political life, and addressing impunity regarding electoral process. Now, but some persons have come out to say that, that EU stand is not right. EU has come out to say, well, the election was not credible. But then some persons, under the umbrella of the All Progressives Congress, have come out to say that no, the EU report is not credible. I mean, they did not state exactly what it is. And I want to find out from you, if APC is saying this, should we also try as much as possible to understand from their viewpoint as Nigerians?
No, of course. I'm not surprised because they were direct beneficiaries of whatever transpired in the election. And I don't expect them to agree with the report of the EU and Election Observation Mission, EOM. I don't expect them to agree with it because they were beneficiaries of a flawed election. And they will not want it to seem that way. Every government wants legitimacy. No government wants to be seen as one that was not legitimately constituted. And so, as far as they are concerned, they would want to fight against it. Like we have seen the responses from the presidency. We have seen responses from some quarters in the APC. But again, we need to look at that report on its merits. INEC has also said that they will take in some of those recommendations and they will look at it, that there are no perfect. Yes, we know there are no perfect elections anywhere in the world. My own question is this. We signed a new law last year, the Electoral Act 2022. And INEC, based on that act and that law, they set out their guidelines. I mean, if you want to look at the INEC electoral guideline books, manual that they gave to their ad hoc staff, it is written there that as part of the instructions to the ad hoc staff for the uploading of results from the polling unit, they told them the reason why they are introducing that issue, that is to cut off the likelihood of clashes at collection centers and rigging of election results at the collection centers. INEC quotes it in the electoral manual book. It's a public document. You can check it. I've looked through it myself. So, and repeatedly, the INEC chairman spoke both at home and abroad that there is no going back on the uploading of results in real time. Professor Okoye also said it repeatedly that uploading of results has come to stay in real time.
In real time?
Yes, in real time. And we saw it play out in the Osun election. We saw it play out, what other state was that? In Anambra state election. Am I correct? No, in Ekiti election. Ekiti and Osun election. We saw it play out. Such that these state government elections, after about 24 hours, the results were out. I mean, the winners were declared, as it were. People were monitoring on the INEC server. 10 local governments have been uploaded, 5 local, and people were looking at this thing. But somehow for us, on the day of election on February 25th, by 6 p.m. in the evening, Yaga Africa had to tweet that there is no election result has been uploaded yet for the presidential election. And so it took INEC till the following Sunday around 2 or 3 p.m., because I followed it very closely, for them to give an official response as to why results have not been uploaded. And 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours is a long time to manipulate, to do a lot of things. And if you observe from that time, the things that we thought that led our electoral process started coming in. We started having clashes with INEC officials in the collection centers. You had violence happening. You had president election commissioners held to ransom, electoral officers held. Why? Because politicians now discovered that, yes, they could actually change the outcome of the election by camping in collection centers. In here in those states, you had somebody died in the collection center, So this came in. And all we thought was going to happen before the election was the result of the voter return. And that's part of the priority recommendations that EU made, that you should protect the interests of the voters through certainty of law. It must be certain. And of course, the part of what some people in APC are saying is that the law is not express, that the results should be uploaded in real time, that it only asks INEC to use whatever it intends to use. Yes, quite all right. But INEC had already set out his guidelines, and in his guidelines, INEC said we were going to upload election results in real time. So what's the bone of contention there? And so if the EU is coming out to point it out to us, why we not have? That's the truth. I mean, we saw right here in Adamawa State, we saw somebody who was, I think it was a resident commissioner in Adamawa State, who stood up and was declaring a winner without even announcing the result. I mean, there are countries that happened, and all these things, take note, they happened after the February 25 election. Before that, we didn't have that happening. And by the time these other elections started coming up, the government elections, we started hearing it was like inconclusive. Things that we thought had left our political lexicon. Why? Because the way INEC began in February 25 gave room for political opportunists to capitalize on loopholes that have been created clearly by INEC's inefficiency.
Now, this same issue. Okay, I want us to critically look at what Dele Alake said about the same report.
Yeah.
All right. Dele Alake in a statement dismissed, as an attempt. It dismissed that report as an attempt to ridicule the Nigerian electoral system and its umpire, that is the INEC. The statement noted that the process that produced the report were faulty and the parameters used by the body exposed its inadequacies and inability to conduct credible monitoring. Now, he described the report as predetermined. All right, I want us to break it down. He said the report, the EU's report, was predetermined, alleging that the EUM had manifested bias earlier in the run-up to the elections, and that the report was merely collated to justify the group's already manifested bias against the system.
Well, it's interesting that this is one of the very first times you see politicians who are now condemning things that are foreign. I mean, I thought initially there was an inseparable of between politicians and foreign things, like foreign healthcare, foreign products. I mean, before you cough, you go to France to treat yourself. And so now the EU is giving a report because it's not what you want to hear, and then you are against it. So, but I don't think that is. I think because there was nothing the EU was saying that even local observers in the country had not said about it. Even ECOWAS, when they wrote their report, they also spoke about some of these things that happened. Okay. Our media also reported some of these things that happened. That happened. I mean, you had places in Lagos during the government election when people were profiled publicly. People were profiled. People were, if you look like an Igbo, then you should not come to vote. We had people threatening people even before the election. We saw these things on camera, recorded. And so, I don't know why exactly, but of course, once you are a spokesperson, you must do your job. I mean, you must defend your principles, you must defend the government you belong to. So I'm not disturbed by what you have said. The man is only doing his job.
He's doing his job. But I also still want to find out, why do you think that members of the All Progressives Congress are concluding or have concluded, have described the 2023 election as the freest and the most credible in the country since the advent of the current democracy in 1999? Why? Freest and the fairest.
If you ask,
the most credible.
Yeah, if you ask them, they will tell you that, can you see the amount of parties that won elections in National Assembly? They will tell you that ordinary Nigerians, they will tell you the former governors who lost bids to return to the National Assembly. They will mention those things. Yes. But that was the only election where results were uploaded from the polling unit. That was the only election where results were uploaded that was not affected by technical glitch, And what we are saying is this: let these things cut across. I mean, you expect that by now, INEC should not be saying that. INEC says it every now and then. INEC says that they are the only ones who can announce the results, that they should not take note of the things. But if you are creating a system that is transparent, you cannot be the only one that knows or that has the results. Because at the polling unit, there are polling unit agents who have a copy of these results. At the polling unit, there are voters who get to see these results pasted at the polling unit, And copies of these results are screenshots and they are on the internet. And again, you would expect that by now, INEC should have been teaming up with maybe the BON, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, that will incorporate all media houses. That by now, every media house, if you are preparing for an election, we have a scoreboard. As results are uploaded in real time, they are updating it. Just like we watch in developed economies, developed countries. Such that everybody already, we're only waiting for the formal declaration from INEC. Everybody has. That's what we call transparency. Everybody sees what is happening. For instance, you're watching a football match. Maybe you're watching the World Cup, for instance, and Nigeria wins a match. Nobody needs to ask, will Nigeria get 3 points? It's automatic. We know when you win a football match in the World Cup, you get a 3 points for a win. And if you play a draw, you get a 1 point. And you don't need to take permission from FIFA before you write it on your own scoreboard that this country has gotten 3 points. And that's why I said that we should have trust that everybody is seeing the system. See, but if we work it that way, at the end of our election, there'll be little or no litigation post-election. You will see everybody, because everybody was carried along. But to tell me, elections are not voted through the technical glitch, and you did not hold an emergency meeting with the stakeholders, even as at that Sunday afternoon, and to say, how do we proceed from here? Do we first of all ensure that the technical glitch are sorted so that results can be uploaded again or something like that? You didn't do that. You just unilaterally decided to just keep to now resort to manual collation, which you did not even tell us. You did not inform the stakeholders about it. How you tell every Nigerian today that we are resorting to manual collation, and I tell you, most people went out to vote in the last election wouldn't have gone out. One of the reasons why a lot of people went out to vote in the last election was because they said that beavers had been introduced, it had segmented in position, and using other people's voter cards to vote. And they also felt that uploading of results from polling units in real time was something they are interested in. Take that away, and I tell you, many people will not go out to vote because they have zero confidence in what happens in collation centers under the cover of darkness.
We understand that this case is in court, all right? But, since there has been serious agitations by, people who felt cheated, just like you mentioned, by the way and manner the election was conducted, don't you think INEC should at least toe the path of a rerun? Look at the possibility of having a rerun since everyone has been agitating. Don't you think so?
Okay, come again. You are saying, don't you think INEC is what?
I said, since after the election was conducted, Nigerians have been agitating, and they have been saying that the election wasn't free, it wasn't fair, neither was it credible. Now, if INEC wants to come in, like liberally now, not minding, just, okay, for unity's sake, for peace sake, don't you think INEC should look at, or rather toe the path of, a rerun of the election?
Okay, it's already out of INEC's hand now. They cannot do that because already in the Judiciary already. I mean, it's in the court. I think a part of the electoral law gave INEC the room to review the results before declaring a candidate. I mean, in the early hours of Sunday, by the time, in the early hours of the collation of the results at the National Collation Center, when Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was announcing some of these results, and then some people were having objections, people like Dino Melaye were having objections, the man told him that these things will be reviewed. After everybody kept quiet, they said that maybe there will be a room for review, but they saw that it appeared as if there was no going back. Results were being announced. And I thought that somewhere along the line, the INEC would have sat down to see these results we are announcing manually. Where are the electronic upload of these results? Can we do a comparison to see that the things that we are announcing tally with the things that have been uploaded? I said that at some point there will have been a review, and this was opportunity for INEC to right its wrongs and to recorrect things that went wrong. But we saw that INEC just went ahead to declare a winner. At the moment they declared the winner, it was completely out of their hands. It now became a case of go to court. I mean, post-election litigation. And that is where we are. So now, INEC cannot do anything except the court declares that they do so. So now it's completely out of their hands. And that's why we say what we say about the ambiguity of some of our laws. When you say INEC should review, the law should also spell out the grounds for which INEC can review an election. I mean, if, for instance, INEC discovers that the polling unit.
Hello? Are you there?
Results. The question should be, what would INEC have done in those kind of places? Okay. Will they cancel those elections, or will they ask for a fresh election to be run? Also, don't forget also that there were cases also where INEC conducted fresh elections. So, but to change, to do anything now is completely out of their control. It's now in the hands of the court.
Mr. Henry Olonimoyo, before I let you go, let's also finally, before I let you go anyway, let's also look at the statement made by Atiku Abubakar. He said that INEC is fighting proxy war for Tinubu on drug and dual citizenship allegations. How will you help us understand that?
Yes, we had always said that what should be the position of INEC for post-election litigation? What should be the position of INEC? INEC has been an umpire before the election. I don't think INEC should suddenly become a contestant post-election. INEC should maintain its umpire role. All it needs to do is to bring out documents, is to explain how he carried out the election, and not to oppose anybody and not to get into the ring. INEC is not supposed to be perceived to be a contestant in the election that is conducted. It's just supposed to tell the court, we conducted the election, this is what our law says, this is how we did it, and then you leave the aggrieved parties and the one that was declared to battle it out before our Lord Justices, and not to actively be trying to defend the party that won the election. So, but as it is, that is how it's happening. I hope that after all of this back and forth with our post-election litigation, I hope we can do a serious review of our electoral process and see the things that we have learned from this past election and see what we can put into and insert into our laws to make it watertight and remove loopholes. And unbundling of INEC. Again, let me also say this. The committee, election review, the electoral committee that was set up by the late president, Umar Musa Yar'Adua, in 2007, because he said the election that brought him in was flawed. That electoral committee was chaired by the former CJN, Justice Lawal White. On that committee was Festus Okoye, who is now the media man of INEC. There was Atari Jeda, the past chairman of INEC. There was Shibolisa Bakuba, a former NBA national chairman of the national chairman of NBA. They were on that committee. And part of the recommendation of that committee was that INEC should be independent and that their funding should come maybe directly from consolidated from the CBN, 1. 2, that INEC officials, national commissioners should be appointed by the judiciary and not by the executive. That the president should not be seen to be appointing national commissioners. And it happened about 2 times under the Buhari administration, where he appointed people, and then people said, these are Kakai members of APC. There was the issue of Mrs. Loretta Onoshe that raised a lot of issues around the country at that time. Because when we put this thing under the executive, and they are contestants in the election, you give them enough room to want to manipulate the process. And the recommendation says, let us put it under the judiciary. Let the judiciary, let them, appoint people. That's another one. Again, they also recommended that all electoral litigations, post-election litigations, should be concluded before any swearing at all levels, for president and for governorship and for general assembly. We are led to do these things. And it's something I feel we should rally around and, invite completely into our electoral system, such that nobody gets sworn in until electoral cases are concluded. That way, there will be no need for anybody to delay post-election cases or for anybody to get elected and now try to subvert the course of justice. That way, everybody will sit up. You know that if you manipulate the process and you get elected, that the court will fish you out even before you are sworn in, and that will bring a bit of sanity to the system.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Yeah, we go on a very, very short break. Apologies, I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Not now, not almost immediately. I won't let you go. But hey, let's go on a very short break. And when we come back, we talk more and also give you the opportunity to, say something as regards what is happening right now. Some persons say, that the judges will be compromised, that only God can remove Tinubu. That he is so desperate. He is a desperate man. That is for those who feel that he didn't win the election anyway. But for some who says, hey, he won the election, they are saying, let peace reign. Let's just forge ahead. Let's come together and help, Tinubu's government. Let's come together and make the country a better place. But then, they will talk more. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Like I said, we'll go on a very short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Don't go nowhere.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and Coldberry ice cream, delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and Coldberry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 Adenira Ogusanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos Airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Yeah, we have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
Every day strike, ASU strike, market women strike, even Kole people they strike. We don't become country of strikers.
Even light self, they no fit give up. Don't run for motor. Even leg self can get accident.
Why una dey complain? Why una dey complain? No una dey collect bribe, dey vote Sokoloko Bango ṣe.
Ìṣèjọba tó dára, òun là ń béèrè.
Anyị chọrọ ọchịchị onye kwuru uche ya. Anyị achọrọghị ọchịchị nchigbu.
Ala ndeze temeka muna so mekio.
Wetin we want na make the rule us well.
Don't take it for noise. It's the people's voice. They have made their choice. Respect that voice for all to rejoice. VOP 90.3, Voice of the People.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome back from that short break. But don't forget, it matters. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. I've been having this conversation, this beautiful conversation with our public affairs commentator Henry Olonimoyo. Now, before we continue, let me give you some quick information. All right, let me let you know that call it breaking news or whatever. Okay. Now, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed 4 executive orders, one of which is the suspension of the 5% excise tax on telecommunication services and the excise duties escalation on locally manufactured, products. Again, back to Lagos, the Lagos state government, has read the Riot Act to street traders in the state, especially on the 3rd Mainland Bridge and, of course, Eco Bridge. Okay? Yeah. Lagos, has declared zero tolerance for street trading, especially on the 3rd Mainland Bridge and, of course, the Eco Bridge. Okay? Just to give you some more information, let me let you know. Let me take you to Akure now, where the Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu will soon return from his medical vacation. All right, it was disclosed in a statement signed and released by the Ondo State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Bamidele Ademola Olateju. Am I right with that name? Olonimoyo, am I right with that name?
Yes, Olateju.
Thank you so very much. All right. And finally, before we continue, let me also let you know that the forensic analysis has declared that the content of the 2017 viral video, which captured former governor of Kano State, Umar Ganduje, allegedly receiving bundles of dollars, as bribe from a contractor and stuffing them in his flowing dress, was not doctored, but real video. A forensic analysis has declared that. Just so you should know, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, let's quickly talk about, some other very, very cogent issue. And it is this one that has to do with fuel hike, and other anti-poor policies. According to NLC, they say is a declaration of war on workers and, of course, on masses. A declaration of war on workers and masses. Now, quickly tell us, Henry, how would you consider, that statement? Would you say it is actually, a declaration of war on the masses, as it were? How would you describe that?
Come again.
Hello?
Yes, come again. What statement are you referring to?
Okay. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. I'm getting some feedback from here. I don't know.
There's a lot of echo from your side.
It's not from here. I think it's from your end.
Hello?
Okay. I think it's better now. Hello?
Okay, better. Yeah, better.
Thank you so very much. I'm referring to, what the Nigerian Labour Congress said. They said that the recent hike in the pump price of petrol, and the other perceived anti-poor policies of this government are weapons of war against Nigerian workers and masses. What say you?
Yes, earlier when we started this conversation, I was thinking about let the poor breathe, and we said that it it appears sarcastic because the policies by the government since they came on board has been on increments of this tax year, tax there. And it's good now that we're seeing a developing story now that the president has asked that all of these increments should be deferred till maybe 1st of September of 2023. 1st of September or August 2023.
Yeah.
It also gives me a feeling that this presidency, they are preparing for the likelihood of whatever could happen from the electoral tribunal. I tell you, for because the increments were not stopped; they were only just deferred a bit till September. And you know, by that time, whatever judgment is coming from the ruling should have come already from the Court of Appeal. Maybe would have been gone again in the Supreme Court. But you know, I must say, this administration must take it very careful. A lot of things are delicate in the country as we speak, and we must be very careful because, again, as part of the things we have had the president say, even before he was elected, he had said it famously in one of the videos that we must widen the tax net, we must reduce purchasing power. Now, it appears that some of the policies we are seeing rolling out are in line with widening the tax net, reducing purchasing power. I mean, if you drive through around Akure now, there are petrol stations that are selling fuel, and then people are not even buying them, and some of the roads are empty. People are parked their vehicles. People are struggling to walk and move around. Why? Because the fuel is difficult to buy. But again, if you now have this with some other taxes you are bringing in, it's as good as saying you want to ground the economy and you want to make it difficult for people to engage in goods and services that will in turn bring something, help the economy. So we have to be very careful with excessive taxation. Fourthly, this government should be talking about how do we want to stop the bleeding in the oil sector. The looting of our oil, crude oil. How do we stop that? Those who are stealing the ones in the past, how do we get those things back from them? Then when we have done that, then let's start thinking of some other things that we can do to make life better for the Nigerian people. Again, this is a government that for the many years they have been in opposition since 1999, they have consistently restructuring. Don't forget, they have said they have conversed for restructuring, state policing, and the rest. Now that they are now in power, we hope that the debates and campaigns for restructuring will not suddenly disappear. We hope that they will really begin to make policies that will ensure that there's a restructuring in the country. That states can now explore their resources, resource control, and that they will ensure that state policing can take off. Because if states don't have resources to control on their own, they can't be able to finance state security. Also, we hope that this government will start looking into it because these are one of the major things they have been clamoring for, even when they were on the sidelines as opposition.
I'm sure you're aware that there are concerns that Nigerians, may pay more for petrol, as some members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, continue to extend their voluntary crude oil production cuts into the month of August to show up the international price of the commodity.
Yes. I with some of the pillars we are getting, we are already expecting that even the pump price of 500 might still shoot up, but to God knows
to as high as
where
what?
It's getting to. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Some say 600, some say 650, some says 700 or 750 or even 800 naira for a liter.
Yes. But it has been debunked. Some of them, they debunked it that they are not planning to increase. But in this country, you first of all hear the rumors of increments before increments eventually happen. And it looks like that script is playing out. There are the rumors now that debunked it. Inadvertently, you will see here that increments are taking place. And if we keep doing it at this rate, what is the purchasing power of an average Nigerian? Let's look at it. What's the purchasing power? What's the living standard of an average Nigerian? So let's be very careful what we're doing. Lest we begin to shoot ourselves in the foot again. And again, now we had that water refinery was flagged off or something or was commissioned. We have not had anything since then. We're already in July. When will we start production? Is it ready at all? There was a video that was trending maybe a day or 2 days ago when some workers allegedly were in the place were stating that they are far from completion and the project is not completed yet. And that, so what exactly is happening? And now we are still talking of importing of fuel into the country. So where exactly are we going to? If the government does not look into this properly, I hope it's not the case where the Nigerian people will just suffer paying increased prices for fuel and it will just be suffering for nothing. And then somewhere along the line, in 1 or 2 years time, we'll hear that subsidy is being paid again under one name or the other, like the last administration. So the government must be sincere with us on this matter. Again, if you go to oil-rich countries, because sometimes we are quick to equate ourselves with some countries in Europe that are not as wealthy as we are in terms of how blessed we are with natural resources. If you go to some of the Arab countries that are rich with oil, go and look at the quality of life of their citizens. Go and look at some of the welfareism packages they get from the government. It reflects that these countries are oil rich. What are we doing about that? Again, I hope you also know that Nigerian government is not making as much as it should be making in terms of revenues, official revenues from oil. Angola is making much more than we're making. Angola, Egypt, Algeria, these countries are making much more than we are making. What is happening? If we say we're the giant of Africa, why are we not making as much as we're making from this oil? Because if we make more money and it's available as national revenue, the states can have much more to distribute among themselves, and it will still cascade down to the Nigerian people. So we hope that the government looks into things like revenue generation and not just only that, looting of public resources. Yeah.
Before we go, before I get to open up the lines now, I want you to comment on these disagreement over this girl now, Misoma's UTME score. This disagreement everywhere. I would actually want you to comment on that, please, before you go. Because
yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Now, I didn't like the way the case started because apparently on the social media, it started taking a tribal, intertribal dimension. And you had some people say they want to bring down, no. We shouldn't descend to that as a people. Let us face the fact. Somebody who was widely publicized has the highest scorer in the JAMB. Now happens that some months after, JAMB is now saying that that person did not have that score, and that the person forged the results. Now, that's what we should do under normal circumstances is not to be looking at the ethnic background of the person. We should be looking into what is the matter. Ask the person, is it true you don't have an authentic result? And God so good, the lady came on the internet to show us a result. And let me tell you, that result he's showing is a fake result. I can say it boldly. Now, I hope you know that there are some apps now, some JAMB prank apps. So just prank your friends or prank relatives that you scored high. I downloaded one of it in the last 2 days. And as soon as I downloaded it, he asked me to input my scores. And I inputted them 400 over 400 for myself. And I sent it to my friends. And I said, and do you know that the result I sent to my friends was a replica of what the girl in question was presenting and showing to the world as a result? Is she telling me that result in her hand, that format, that landscape format, is the same result that her classmates who sat for the same exam? Did you tell me that that's the same result they all? Do a finding. Ask your friends or younger people who did JAMB. Ask them to produce their results. It's different. The original result has the picture of the candidates and it's better designed. 2 years ago, that was the format JAMB was using. So I don't know who is coaching the girl or who is bringing confusion here. But see, the case is a no case. That result is not a JAMB result. And so, and if you say you send an SMS to a JAMB code, USSD code, you should show us the phone you used, show us the message you sent, and then show us the response that came back. But what we are seeing, the screenshot of phone that we're seeing online, is not an interaction. It's just showing you somebody pressing a result. So for me, I don't want to bring unnecessary tribal sense into an issue. Why would JAMB have an issue with a person? Why? Let's look into the merit of the matter. And in this case, the girl or maybe some people who are involved with her are not doing what is right. That result is not a JAMB result. And I only believe that at this point, because the girl, even our original result shows she scored 240 something, it's a bright student. At this point, if there are places ways that the people who are in control, if there's a way they can wade in on JAMB to beg, but she has to first of all come clean. Like Oshida Shidoka was saying recently, let her come clean. There's a way they can wade in for her and to plead for leniency and mercy. And that the side effect of banning her from writing JAMB for the next 3 years and seeing this present result, what it can do to her. But again, if she gets leniency in this particular one and she's allowed to move with this result, she could still eventually learn a lesson and become somebody great for us as a nation. So I hope that the elderly ones, the people who are in control, can wade into this matter and plead for mercy for her so that she doesn't get to face the full brunt of what has just happened.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Henry Olonimoyo. I want to appreciate you. Thank you so very much for talking to us today.
Thank you. Thank you. The players in mind. Thank you.
All right. Do have a beautiful day today.
You too. Yeah.
All right. Bye. VOP 90.3 FM. Yeah, it's now your turn to have your own say. Yeah. So what you do for me right now is just to call the studio line. Okay. The studio line is 0700 903 903 903. And then just in case you can call in, maybe you should use YouTube. We're streaming live. Okay. We're streaming right now. Just head onto YouTube. And of course, just type VOP 90.3 FM. Yeah, head straight there. VOP 90.3 FM. And of course, join the conversation there. Drop your comments there and I'll read it quickly. Or you can use our WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. Again, 0700 903 9039. All right, let's use all of this medium and let's get talking. But then, if you want to call in, keep your comments civil. Like I always say, just keep your comments civil and be as brief as you can. All right, thank you so very much. Let's start from here. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ikami Jude. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name? Where you calling?
Yeah, my name is Sugo.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't join the program on time, but from where I started hearing you guys, the guy you called today is amazing in every sense. From the aspect from where he spoke to the last word that came out of his mouth, he was so calm in his analysis. He dealt with the issues on the ground precisely, and I pray for that young guy. I don't know who he is. My prayer for him is this, that Nigeria will never happen to him and his family members. And secondly, I want to advise him that him coming to the voice of the people today, he has done a lot for himself and his generation. The only thing I don't want him to do is this. If going to politics will corrupt his person, let him remain neutral like this. That being transparent to this nature, there is no anything that is his ambition on earth as long as Christ tarries, that he will not achieve being a neutral person to the society. My question is simple. Where are those that witnessed the signing of peace accord in Nigeria before the election? We've not had them speak. If a young man of this age can come to radio station of these things and bring an analysis that is crystal clear to this extent, what is happening to Nigerian the old men in Nigeria, the old men in our politics and in our setting? That's my question. May God help us as a nation. And I want to say, another thing I want to say is this. Rerun of this, you talk about rerun. Rerun is not an option because this election was, the technology that came into this election was introduced into the election to bring everything, just as he said about he used the football matches for analysis. That was what the technology came to do. So even though that are saying what Obasanjo conducted, what the good Yaradua conducted, those things are not an excuses. A software was introduced, a technology was introduced because there are lapses in former one. So the old one has to go for new one to come in. So we shouldn't bring the new technology into the election, and we are still referring to what was done that was done by human calculation to favor so person and so person. So talking about rerun is no. Every machine that they use for the election worked perfectly, but heart of men glitched. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Income.
Good afternoon.
My name is Udiako. I just want to thank you, Julia, for bringing in today's experts. As I was listening to the questions and the answers, sometimes you ask a question and I think, yes, this one is going to goof, and you will answer it perfectly. If we have people like this in this country, please begin to bring them to voice of the people on daily basis so that our mind shall be at rest. Please, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Okay, thank you so very much for that. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And don't forget that you can send in your message on YouTube, the comment section. Yeah, I can see some persons going there already. Join the conversation there. And also you can do that on WhatsApp. Okay? Yeah. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you move away from your radio set? Or maybe you should call back. All right? Please call back. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Ajide.
Good afternoon.
My name is Innoc from Jibo.
All right.
Please, I want to contribute something. My take in this is about the election, the tribunal case. You know, Mr. Yakubu and the first Okoye. Mr. Yakubu went to Charterhouse and he made a promise there that he said the whole world should trust them based on the rivers, that the result will be uploaded that day. As the result is coming, so they will be uploading it for Nigerians and international to be seen or to be following up. And they breached that contract. They did not do it that way. And during the time of the election, you know, during the time of the election, there was a rumor that came out that says that they will not upload that presidential election. Yakubu called another press conference again. Your family assuring everybody, both the whole world, your family, that you will make sure that whatever they say will come in reality. And he don't do that. And he turned everything upside down. And he carried all the whole Nigeria and go end up for court inside. You know what I'm putting in this? You know, the case is in court. I will not comment much on there. But what I'm saying today, Mr. Yakubu and the Festus Okoye, what they suffer for their life for many years, they acquired that post in day now. They have made it dustbin. They have made themselves like kindergarten children. Nobody is respecting them anymore in the world. Look at Mr. Yakubu, a professor, and you yourself, and have an institution which you are a member of that institution. People be asking me a question. Did he handle that institution the way he's handling NEC today? Yeah? That's why I keep saying that education looks like, say, it's a cost to Africa, especially Nigeria. Because if I sit down and watch all the crime that is happening in this land, both bandits, Boko Haram, or non-go men, or whatever you call them, or kidnapping, whatever, it's organized by the people. Because any crime where you see way past 1 week, there's a catered hand inside. That's why it's still keeping going. There are all these men. 63 good years now. Nigeria is like this. We would turn a laughing stock in the world.
Thank you.
Even me myself, I'm talking to you. As I'm talking to you now, I don't talk to my friends from Ghana. You'll find me talking of the one from outside.
All right.
Because I don't know if we are putting a debate down. I don't know what to say again.
Thank you so much
you
for
will
calling.
be talking about corruption, why your people are most corrupt.
It's okay.
Now, Mr. Jide, it's too much. It's too much.
It's
But
okay.
let's keep on. God bless you for your good work.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Judy.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Chooks from United Kingdom.
Welcome, Chooks.
Yeah, talking about the election, it's the least Nigerians we expect from this judiciary is putting Festus Okoye and Mahmoud, because I'm not going to call him professor. He doesn't want a professorship. These two people must be put in prison. For them talking about rerun, Nigerians will not accept rerun until these two men go to prison. Nothing short than that will happen for Nigerians to even listen to anybody who is talking about a rerun or whatever they're calling it. And I will give you the reason. You see, before the election, we know how much petrol costs. We know how much people spent. Because these people are just doing these things as if Nigerians didn't contribute towards this election. We contributed. As far as I'm here, I contributed. I know how many people I sponsored to make sure they go out there and vote. Okay? So if that is the case, those money, I'm not talking about the national cake, the over 400 billion that is unaccounted for. And this is why when people come here and start to speak politically correct, and that's why I give the young man you brought today kudos, completely kudos. Okay? We cannot continue. Look, we cannot move forward. And this is why Mr. Peter Obi said, look, it is not a problem for me to say leave it till next time. But if we continue like this, there's no coming out of this nonsense we find ourselves. So anything short of putting these two men to start with to prison, Nigerians will not accept it because they have to account for over 400 billion they spent on this election. They have to account for money people spent, maybe even more than 400 billion people spent to participate in this election. I mean, who does that? And you come out tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, the judges, right? Because as I'm looking at it, I don't see anything they can do other than to call for a rerun, okay? And for them to call for that rerun, they need to give us a very, very good reason. You and I watched when Mr. Ekweremadu was jailed here. They gave you reason for jailing him. And the same way we expect from our judges, look, go and get these men that are found wanted, including the president. If he is found wanted among all these things, they should get them and put them to prison. That is the only reason Nigerians will go to the pool again, because this is not done anywhere in the world. I am so angry that this kind of thing is happening.
It's okay. Thank you.
Then I come to, just one minute. I talk about the girl. It's I love the way your analyst talked about that, but it's things that are happening in this country makes people jump to conclusions so quick. Why would JAMB, right, without investigation, come out to say this is fake. Because I would have expect JAMB to come out with their investigation and say, this is why we said this is fake result. If they have had a personal contact with the girl, right, and her parents, all they've got to do is, make sure they cooperate with them and they investigate it and bring it out to the open. And again, why would the SSS, get involved in this? So when people talk about tribe there, you can understand that. We have the likes of Asari Dokubo, who has not been picked. And you go and pick a little girl because he comes from a certain ethnic group. Because you can't tell me that is not real. We have so many people that have committed offense that are, treasonable. Let me put it that way. That is treasonable. We don't see SS, but now a small girl, nobody's condoling if she's done that. Nobody is condoling that because this is the kind of action that brings us to where we are today. Thank you, Mr. Judy.
Thank you so very much for calling me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yeah, I can understand, how you people feel about, this thing when it comes to issues of this country. It's dramatic, though very, very painful. But then, just take it easy, okay? Take it easy. Let's put emotions aside. Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, my brother. This is Obi coming from the Kenya.
Welcome.
Yeah, I know the cases are still in the court. We are not pronounced judgment. But the issue here, nobody knows. If they say rerun, I don't know how they want to do the rerun. Are they going to check the results, the results of the polling units, all those things, calculate and know where to do rerun, know where not to do rerun. And see, the incumbent president is now realigning with different parties. So when you do rerun, he's still on advantageous position. You see, it's a very difficult situation. I don't know where they're talking about rerun. For me, yeah, we know more. The only thing that will make us happy is when Precious Okoye, the INEC chairman, is punished. Even if there's nothing that is done, that will be enough for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Okay, he says, punish INEC boss. And of course, Festus Okoye. Okay, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon, Jim.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you move away from your radio set or turn down the volume?
Hello, sir. Can I hear you, sir?
All right, go on, please.
My name is
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Son Okoye speaking from Badagry.
All right.
So, sir, things that's going on in this world, does it mean we don't have the people that can sit our mouth by youth? Or this kind of thing is not proper, because if it continues like this, the country is not moving forward. And now when you look at the way things are going now, you will see that they are taking the things at a travel. We staying in the Lagos here, we can never we cannot even have a confidence of saying we are living in the country. It's our country. So they do maltreat us. So make you people try to put eye. And they take things, when you see the truth, call it truth. Then that will. Imagine what is going on. Before the man entered there, he told you that whether they voted him or they not vote him, that he will be there. They are confident. There are something that gives him that mind to say so. So, sir, everything is straightforward. So we don't need to be beat around the bush. Everybody knows everything that's going on there. So please, we need the help from the such that can speak our mouth. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. 0700 903 903 903. YouTube, don't worry. I'm coming there to take your comments, okay? And if you're there and you're watching live, just head straight to the comment section and also drop your own comment so that I can read all when I get there, okay? Just keep dropping your comments. Thank you very much. You can also use the WhatsApp number 0700 903-9039. Okay? Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you. You need to move away from your radio set or you turn down the volume so I can hear you. All right? Please do call back if you can. Good afternoon. Hello?
Hello?
0700-903-903-903 is the number to call. All right? Let's see if we can touch on some messages on... okay, let's do WhatsApp first. This person is saying, I do not trust the judiciary, neither expect them to give judgment based on merits of the case because they have set precedent on several cases. For example, how can Lawan and Akpabio that did not participate in primary become winner of what they did not participate? The CJN secret meeting with a certain politician. Kenneth sent in that one. Okay. Good afternoon, please. Can you tell your listeners that the BVAS worked perfectly? And if transmission is the problem, let the opposition bring their own certified result to the court and challenge INEC. Tinubu won the election, and there is no need for any rerun. Okay? What's your name? You didn't add your name. But thank you so very much for dropping that. Judiciary are the one holding everything at the moment. Nothing requires from them than to do the right thing. All eyes are on them. Grace sent in that from Ajao. Okay, this person says, please, we must get something clear. Maybe there is a need to make something clear to people from a particular part of the country. Their complaints have been that of a stolen mandate. Peter Obi came third in the February the 25th presidential election. Atiku Abubakar came second. My question is, whose mandate was stolen? Even if President Tinubu is removed from the office, the next person should be Atiku Abubakar. So why are they complaining? And what did you say there? Alex Solomon sent in that one actually from Isheri. You know, I've severally asked that question too. Atiku is saying that his mandate was stolen, right? Peter Obi is saying his mandate was stolen. Some people feel that Peter Obi won the election, all right, even if he came third. That it was just a manipulation of the highest order that took place, and that's why, you know, he became third. It was a political arrangement for him to become third, so he won't be close to number one. I mean, we've had a whole lot of talk here and there, but the case is in court. It's in court. Let them prove it out. That's all I have to say. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chooks, calling from Sule.
Welcome, Chooks. Good afternoon.
Yeah, please, what I want to contribute to this program is this. You see, people have been here listening to certain comments and all the rest of them. With the evidence going on in the court, what the court is likely to do, I'm not trying to preempt the court. What the court is likely to do is to disqualify the current president if they found him guilty based on charges against him. That is one. If that is done, then what you now have is Atiku and Obi. And now, INEC, IT chairman, personnel or whatever, confirmed that it was only 31% of the result that was posted on IRB that they used to announce the result. That means you have less than 69% not taken care of. You cannot use that to conclude an election. That is one. Then, whether P2B took fourth or fifth is immaterial because he is the only one that got 25% that is required in Abuja. I think we didn't get that. Still, we didn't get that. So you can tell P2B who got that 25% and it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. He is there. But then, those things are not our problem. Our problem is, just like as Obi said, if you must be called an excellency, let the pathway through which you get to that place be excellent. That is all. And then we put out everything in order. That is that. So, that aside, let me talk about the issue of MS or of the JAMB girl. You see, our country just is a pity when we listen to things that happen in our environment. Even if the little girl, that poor little girl has done wrong, Why not come down, investigate, and find out what is going on before you come to the public to announce that? What if later found? I learned those days as a little child that an accused is still remaining innocent until found guilty. We are involving our DSS to arrest that little girl. Meanwhile, I have people like Asari Dakobo who is studying Igbo race and is moving around free of charge. There is something Nigerians want to remember. Maybe because they purposely refuse to allow history of Nigeria to be taught in school, especially the history of the Civil War. The entire Nigeria fought Igbos for 3.5 years. They didn't want them all out away. After that war, any amount of money you had in bank as an Igbo man was converted to 20 pounds. So even if you had billions, they'll give you only 20 pounds. So whatever you see today, an Igbo man is a part of the 20 pounds. They didn't die with 20 pounds. Not every tribe can survive that. Not every business can survive that. But you can't just walk away. When this man was on the election, Igbo supported him, he's not evil. Obasanjo came up, Igbo supported him, he's not evil. Right. Came up, Igbo supported him, he's not evil. You understand? So we didn't vote to you what is that or do because it's evil. Bring the
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Can we go now? Oh, sorry. Let me get to the YouTube, my YouTube people. Let me touch on YouTube quickly. Please, if you're there, you can just keep dropping your comments quickly on YouTube. In case you're just joining us, I want to say thank you so very much and welcome. All right, let's touch on some of these messages on YouTube. This person is saying this is supposed to be a prophecy, Abi. Okay, I think I understand that. He said OB 1-2 or is it OB12? I'll call it. He said this your commentator on May summer issue is biased. But then over at Monday came to say good afternoon. I think your guest is right about May summer, JAMB result. That result was really fake. Let's tell ourselves the plain truth. And Nobleman also commented, said, when they lie, they never drop their names. Okay, I guess you're referring to that, person who sent a message and he didn't drop his name, right? Okay, let me quickly touch on some messages now, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, and then we wrap things up quickly. Good day, Kamijude. Comrade Peterson says that the court should do the needful. If things are, to be verified properly, you will observe that OB won the election. God will perfect whatever. Okay, thank you so very much. God bless you. Okay, why are we looking for leaders when we have people like like Henry, that can bring people together and build the nation? Very intelligent and unbiased. Look at how he handled Misoma's case, and this kind will not allow content. No, now you can't say that. Let it be just civil. It doesn't matter whatever you say, but let it be civil. Say silently. Say calmly. That's what I ask of you. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Check your time. It is 2:54 p.m. And hey, if you're just joining, maybe you should go over and watch everything that has happened here today. Yes, in case you're just tuning in, you've missed a whole lot. But then on YouTube, you can watch that. Just go there. VOP 90.3 FM. Like I said, it's time to go. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for sending in your messages. I appreciate you so much. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. I'll be here again tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow is it will be the Friday edition of Matters. All right. And hey, again, I want to say thank you. On Facebook, Instagram, I am Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. One word. IKAMIJUDEH. I'll see you tomorrow. Until tomorrow, do have a beautiful afternoon. Good afternoon, Lagos.
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others.